So will we actually see CSGO or just any other future Counter-Strike game in virtual reality? That's actually a very good question. So virtual reality is getting more and more popular, and we've even seen Valve promoting the HTC Vive on the front page of Steam. This led me to believe that we might see some bigger titles getting into the VR space. So right now with the HTC Vive, if you go under the VR section on Steam, you're seeing a lot of indie games. There hasn't really been any major AAA releases that have released for the HTC Vive, which leads me to believe that Steam might actually incorporate one of their games in to have VR or have some type of compatibility. Could CSGO be that game? Yes, it is a possibility, but honestly, I just don't see that happening because I don't think VR is the future of gaming. I see VR as more of an accessory and something that isn't really going to be used quite often, just like we saw with the PlayStation camera and the Kinect. It's not really going to be too crazy. I don't think it's going to be incorporated into too many games, especially with the price of it being so high. Also, in a game like Counter-Strike, I couldn't really see it benefiting you for the fact that you would have a VR headset on. It feels like it would tire your neck out because when you're playing Counter-Strike, you're playing it for hours on end, and your neck would be getting a pretty good workout. I don't think it will happen, but it would be actually really interesting if it did. It could add a whole new dynamic to CS that we haven't seen before. Do I think everyone's going to be using it? Do I think the pros are going to be using it? No, I don't think that's going to be the case at all. But I think it could be something cool to use if you're doing like surf or b-hops or just even playing casual game modes. It would be a ton of fun to see, and it would actually be really unique to see the game that we've been playing for thousands of hours in a different perspective. If CSGO actually did get VR compatibility, I would be more inclined to buy an HTC Vive because that actually sounds really cool. Just the concept of being able to go into the world of Counter-Strike, if is that what you want to call it, it would be really awesome though. Like, it would be a really good idea, and I think it would actually sell more units, so this might actually happen. But do I see it being used regularly, and do I see me using it over a monitor? No, I just don't see that happening. Just in general, I don't really think that in a fast-paced shooter like the way Counter-Strike is, it just won't really work with VR. If you want a more realistic shooter similar to a game on PC that's come out recently called Squad, I feel like VR would work really good for that. But CSGO isn't really too realistic, and it's a more fast-paced game where you have to flick on to people. Like, just imagine trying to flick on someone. You're like snapping your neck. Someone's literally going to snap their neck, and Valve is like gonna get sued or something. It's just not gonna work. It's just not practical, as cool as it does sound though. Who's ever playing with VR would be at a huge disadvantage, I think, and if anything, you don't want a disadvantage in a game like CSGO because it will cost you a lot. But yeah guys, those are just my opinions on CSGO and VR. I don't see it happening, but I think it would be a really cool idea if they did implement it somehow. It would actually make me want to go out and buy a VR headset, like I said. Tell me in the comments down below though, if CSGO got VR, would you actually be more interested? Would you buy a VR headset? Do you think this is a good idea? A bad idea? Tell me in the comments down below. And if you like this video, how about you hit that like button? And if you dislike this video for some odd reason, how about you hit that dislike button? And if you're new, how about you subscribe? And when this video does reach 500 likes, we'll be uploading the next one, so be sure to smash that like button. But yeah guys, this has been the Chosen One Inc. And as always, peace out.